Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're either catching me on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44, or my Facebook page, True Divine 44. Like, share, subscribes and comments are greatly appreciated on either or both of those platforms, and much love to everybody who's supported me thus far. I'm putting out free content as much as I can, want to show what I can do, and most importantly to put out inspiration, guidance and support to the collective. It's my way of giving back. Part of that is the daily energy reads, which is what this is today, where I pick up on the collective energies, feel them out for a bit, and then translate those via tarot, bring them to you. Your job with any of the content that I put out, reading wise, knowing wise, anything like that, is to be discerning and only take what gets you here, what resonates with you here, and leave the rest behind. Don't bend any readings to your will, because you ultimately won't get the best out of what that reading could give you if you just took what resonates and left what doesn't. Sometimes we can make problems for ourselves that didn't really exist in our lives, but we take on board what a reading says when it wasn't ours to do so, and we sort of manifest it into our lives. We're powerful enough to do that. So this is for the 6th of May 2020, daily energy reading, and it's a very powerful day. I'm shuffling these because I might clarify a little bit further as we go along. So the first card for the 6th of May is the Devil card, this major arcana that I love. You know, it's the darker side, the lower vibrational side, but most important and integral to the experience that we have here. So the Devil card speaks of, especially today, in our individual lives, we've been given this opportunity with the scenario that's going on right now, with the thing that shall not be named or given air right now, is we've been given the opportunity, the space, the time to have this reset, to clear out the things in our inner gardens that we don't need anymore, that doesn't serve us anymore, that maybe we've clung on to a little bit too long. The Devil card can speak of addictions and speaks of things that have bound us, things that tie us into our lower vibrational state, and ultimately over time stop us experiencing our life journey fully. This speaks a lot to addictions in drugs, I feel, for a lot of people, but it goes across the board, from drugs, pornography, to, you know, food, anything that controls your thoughts, that you know, it's all that you think about, it's what you must have, to feel like you have to have it to sustain, to maintain self. So anything that binds you, anything that controls you in that way, and as I say, we've been given this opportunity, this space, this time to really clear ourselves of that. The things that bind us, the things that we're addicted to, you know, we really do give over and consent to being controlled from the outside, because we're constantly in this survival reactionary state, in order to maintain and sustain whatever addiction it might be. We cut out the rest of the world for those addictions. You know, the drive is so strong, and the drive is so animalistic, which is what the Devil card speaks of also, to get whatever that addiction may be, to get the substance, the content of that addiction. And it's a powerful drive, it really is. And as I say, there's nothing wasted, because all of the experiences, to those that I'm speaking to today, all of the experiences, the extreme scenarios that this addiction, this drive for whatever it is that you're bound to has put you through, are things that you can take forward, and that's powerful, because this is an experience of a lifetime that is extreme, an experience of a lifetime that has been very diverse, has given you certain instincts, those animalistic instincts in you are switched on. And that's not something that you need to let go of. You can channel that and use that in a different way to take yourself forward in life, with great power, with great intent. You know how to focus because you've focused on one or two things that you've been bound to for a very long time, and you've made sure that you've been able to sustain that. You can flip that around and you can put that to work in a way that is across the board in your life, that gives you that drive, that gives you that purpose. With intensity, you can go for things and get things in ways that people who haven't had this experience won't necessarily be able to do or relate to. So there's this flipping of the script, this smashing of those chains, which of course is difficult, but you have the capacity and the power to do so. Look at the capacities and powers that you've shown in order to just sustain this addiction and maintain this addiction. You've rocked it. People might look at it and see it in a negative way, but for me, if you can channel it properly, if you can use that drive, that desire, that passion, that intent in a way that lets you live your whole life, lets you enjoy all aspects of you and your life, that's a powerful thing. And these times make for very powerful people to come into the collective consciousness, to bring themselves out of whatever world that addiction is in, and put those things to test, put those attributes to test. People who haven't been through that can't necessarily do that as easily. So there's a bonus here to the experience that you've had. There's even a bonus here to the addiction that you've had, because you've proved to yourself more than anything that you can do what you set your mind out to do. You can sustain and maintain what you set your mind out to sustain and maintain. So the second card being the Strength card, another major arcana. And so this really is very symbiotic today with the Devil card, in that the Devil card has the male and the female chained to him, and he's very animalistic, chained to those animalistic desires, those lower vibrational desires. But then, so they're chained to this beast, they're chained to something outside of self. And then you get this Strength card, which is this lady, this young lady, without the physical strength to overwhelm the lion, of course not, but she's got this capacity to lull this animal, this fierce animal, this passionate animal, this driven animal, into a state of calm, into a state of poise, ready to act when those animalistic desires need to be pushed into action so that action takes place. But at the same time, there's control. So that speaks of this self-control. It speaks of you having the strength within yourself to have the self-control to overcome these chains, but still bring over from your past into your now and into your future those animalistic desires and the drive and passion that goes with them, to go forward in your life, to really attain things that people around you would be shocked that you can attain. You'll shock yourself. It's when on the spiritual path, there's this calling to play with the elements, play with creation, and somehow, some way learn how to have dominion and control over those elements, whatever element you might be choosing to do so, ultimately all of them. This is the physical aspect of that in our individual lives, to have that control, have that wisdom of how to funnel the right energies in the right place, of how to control those energies just enough that it works. And these two cards together really represent that. The third card being, and this came up yesterday, the Three of Pentacles. I think it came up the day before yesterday also. And this speaks to the joint ventures. This speaks to people working together. This speaks to people making things happen, manifesting things, individuals coming together, all bringing something from their individual selves to the table that bolsters this venture, this project, and helps create it in a way that is very, very powerful. One, you are meant, if this resonates with you with those two previous cards, you are meant to be part of these kind of teams. It's exactly this self-control that you're learning, this self-control that you've learned to exert over your addictions, whatever they may be, that makes you a very integral and important part to this teamwork, to having the passion and the drive and the fearlessness to really push it, to really go forward, to really be a part of this. On the wider stage, the collective actually needs people like you, because it's people like you with this fearlessness. You've been to the pits of darkness over your experience. You've pushed yourself, you've survived for a long time throughout this experience. And it's that fearlessness, it's that drive that actually will push change forward, that actually will make people around you feel safe in your company. So you're a very powerful individual that is integral, not to just yourself, not to just your family, but to the wider stage and to the teams that are collecting together right now to create change, to create things, projects, ventures that bring in change, that bring in a newness, a different way of doing things. So to clarify, the Devil card, the Star card popped out. And this is just beautiful when you look at this combination of the three major arcanas in this small reading. The Star card represents healing, hope. The Star card doesn't cover up her wounds. She's in her nakedness. And again, there's this relationship between these cards today that is so powerful. You see these two beings here, naked, exposed, maybe ashamed of themselves. They feel naked. It's like those dreams that you have where you're in a conference and you're naked in front of everybody. There's an exposure here. There's a vulnerability here. There's a shame here. Releasing yourself from that and channeling yourself into this energy of the Star card, where there is healing, where there's hope. The Star card is also naked, but in a very different way. She's proud. She doesn't cover up the scars that the experience that her lifetime has given her. She exposes them, but they're scars that are lessons learned, reminders of how to go forward and not go back. All of those scars being a leveling up process, a badge of honor. And she transmutes that energy into something that can take her forward, something that can help others by example. So you're really, if this resonates with you, you're really channeling this clearing out of anything that binds you, anything that holds you. And you're flipping the script on that shame, on that guilt, and you're putting it into this Star card energy with this strength, this inner core strength, this ability to dampen down those animalistic desires just enough to bring in the healing of this Star card, and flipping the script from the shame and the guilt of this kind of nakedness in the Devil card to this proud, beautiful symbol of a divine feminine in the Star card, where those scars are exposed. Those scars are something to be proud of. because they are badges of honour of experiences lived and experiences survived. There's no victim energy here in this star card. This is a warrior card. And with this you've learned so much. So again, there is no time wasted. There is no experience wasted. But now is the time for deep, deep healing and deep clearing of those inner grounds and putting it to good use. And the star card's here to support you to do that, to direct you to the right people in the right energies, moving parts, bringing people together in the way that they're supposed to be brought together right now for this reset. On the bottom of the deck we have another major arcana, and it's the Judgment card. And with this Judgment card is that you have lifetimes within lifetimes, you have experiences within experiences. This is your chance now to use all of that experience that you've learned, use everything that you've been through. And don't take forward the guilt, the shame. Take forward with you that you are a warrior. You've survived so much and experienced so much, and you can now go into this next lifetime, within this lifetime, in a positive, powerful way, in a driven way, where you help yourself, you help others and the collective. So I hope that helped. If you'd like a private reading from me, you can contact me with any of the details above or below this video, or you can contact me on Facebook Messenger. Until then, until next time, much love, be balanced, be whole always. Mwah.